Hello everyone, I'm Mushku and welcome back to Monster Hunter Rise. Now that you have a good understanding of the options and settings that you can change, know how each of them affect your gameplay, and ignored at least half of my recommendations, you still probably have some questions. Alright, it's time to answer the big question. With 14 different weapon types in Monster Hunter Rise, how on earth do I pick which one to play? Short answer? Go to the training area and whack the big mechanical platypus turtle frog thing. A lot. No, but seriously, the best way you can figure out which weapon is for you is to get your hands on it and mess with it in the training area to see which one feels best in your hands. I will do my best to give you some impressions on play styles and ways to approach the different weapons, but ultimately the best thing you can do is to get your hands on them and mess with them in the training area. Now the first question that might be coming to mind is, wait a second, there's a training area? Indeed there is, and let me show you how to get there. From the entrance to Kimura Village, you'll head straight into the middle of town. Once you're there, you'll turn right and go across this bridge at the end here. This will take you to the Buddy Plaza. We won't cover the Buddy Plaza in this video, but you'll go through here and cross using this boat. This will take you to the training area. Once you've visited the training area, you can fast travel there by pressing and holding the minus button. Alright, welcome to the training area. Now there's a lot of great tools in here for learning a new weapon, but also for trying things out and experimenting with new setups. So let's take a quick tour of the place so you can really use it to its fullest extent. The first stop on the tour? Your very own screen. You've got all kinds of great information on here, including your basic weapon inputs, some useful combos, and your total damage output. There's a lot of great information on here, but you'll probably want to know a little bit more about your weapon before you start using it. So, let's open up our pop-up menu and go to your Hunter's Notes. From here, you can see the basic weapon controls for all of 14 weapons. You can see your basic button inputs, how your weapon works, some useful abilities, your Silkbind attacks, as well as other useful combos that you can try out. With all this information, you can then give it a try on the Toadversary. This guy is going to be your training dummy, basically. You can try out all of your combos, see how they all work, what they all do in practice. And if you're using one of the 3 ranged weapons in the game, to your right there are targets that you can use to hone your aim. And you can tailor the training area to how it will help you train better. If you head back to the entrance, you can talk to the trainer Palico. From here you can change all kinds of settings for the training area, such as the head position of the Toadversary, the direction it faces, whether or not it just tracks you, what you want it to do, if you want it to just stand there and be a training dummy, or if you want it to try and shoot projectiles at you or stomp on you. Having the training dummy stomping or shooting projectiles can be really useful if you're trying to learn how to counter, block, or parry. Ow. Not like that. Not like that. You can even change whether or not the targets for aiming are moving or still, or you can even change how many wire bugs you have. You can also change all of these settings from your pop-up menu by going to quests and then clicking on training options. Alright, now that we know how to use the training area, it's time to put it to use. But with 14 different weapon types, it can be a little bit daunting trying to figure out which weapon you want to use. Luckily, you're not locked into any particular class in Monster Hunter. You can change which weapon you use at any point during your playthrough. By default, you're given a longsword, but you do have one of each of the 14 weapon types in your item box. So first, let me show you how to change which weapon you have equipped. Over here to the left of the training Palico is your item box. In here you can find all of the stuff that you've accumulated over your time playing the game. Since we're worrying about our weapon, we'll go to Manage Equipment and Change Equipment. Here we can see all of the equipment we have on our character right now. For now, we want to change the weapon, so we'll just click on that. Here it shows us all 14 classes of weapons. From here we can click any one, and it will show us all of the weapons that we have of that type in our item box. From here we can just select it, and a little green E will show up in the bottom right corner of that weapon, showing us that we have it equipped. Alright, now it's time to take a look at the 14 weapons of Monster Hunter. These won't be guides on how to use them, but I'll try to explain the core mechanic, the general playstyle, and the type of person who might enjoy each one, so that you can go into your training room and try the ones that sound up your alley to see which one feels best in your hands. That's how you'll pick your weapon. And first up is Greatsword. Slow and deliberate, the Greatsword's power comes from its charged attacks. With the highest single hit damage potential in the game, this weapon is a powerhouse, and it has never been this mobile. Its playstyle varies from a hit and run to a power through weapon. If you're patient, can learn a monster, and like those big numbers, try out the Greatsword. Fluid and dynamic, the long sword builds up power by landing strong hits like the round slash, or by countering a monster's attacks. This power can be used to hit harder, or it can be spent to unleash a single devastating blow. Its playstyle is flexible, allowing it to be any mix of a dodge and counter or a build and spend weapon. If you can find a flow in battle and love those powerful flashy hits, try the longsword. Dependable and adaptable, the Sword and Shield's versatility is unmatched. Cutting damage, blunt damage, dodging, blocking, fast, flexible combos, slow, powerful combos, and the ability to use items to help yourself and your team or to control and damage a monster make the Sword and Shield the true jack of all trades. You can find nearly every playstyle somewhere in this weapon. So if you don't know which playstyle you like, or you want as many tools in your arsenal as possible, try the Sword and Shield. Fast and aggressive, the dual blades unleash a relentless onslaught that can be further empowered by burning stamina. With the fastest attacks in the game, the weapon can truly take advantage of the elemental damage on each hit. Its playstyle is a dodge and power through weapon that never ceases. If you like being fast and aggressive and are good at sticking to the monster, try the dual blades. Tanky and precise, the lance holds its ground by using its mighty shield to block or parry monster attacks, but its weight doesn't prevent it from rushing down a monster too. Its playstyle is a simple block and counter, so if you like holding your ground and tanking hits, or you just want a simple, straightforward playstyle, try the lance. Heavy and bombastic, the Gunlance's mighty swings and even mightier explosions make it literally a blast to play, all with the benefit of a shield. With its short-range shells, it doesn't need to aim for weak spots, it needs only to hit the monster. Quick shells, charged shells, big shells, or all the shells, this weapon has many ways to use its general turtling playstyle. If you just like explosions, try the Gunlance. Blunt and direct, the hammer is built to exhaust and stun monsters. With brutal combos and variable charged attacks, this weapon can really mess up a monster's face. Its playstyle is a hit and run and a control weapon. So if you like getting in a monster's face and can position yourself well, try the hammer.
Dynamic and empowering, the hunting horn is a unique weapon that allows you to wallop monsters as you play some sweet tunes that grant abilities to yourself and your teammates. This instrument's mighty weight can also stun monsters, giving you a great opportunity to deal a lot of damage. Its playstyle is both a control weapon and a ramp-up weapon for your whole team. If you like to help out your fellow hunters while also styling on the monster, try the hunting horn.
Dynamic and heavy hitting. The Switch Axe is a versatile powerhouse that can fluidly switch between two different forms to readily adapt to the situation at hand. The mobile axe mode and the powerful sword mode. Although it needs to recharge after use, sword mode has the potential to overload your weapon with bonus power as you attack, making both modes all the more devastating. Switch Axe is all about attacking to ramp up your weapon and unleash your exponentially growing fury on your opponent. If you want a dynamic and explosive weapon that rewards you for landing hits, try the Switch Axe.
Mighty and complex, the Charge Blade is the other mighty morphing monstrosity of Monster Hunter, and can be a daunting weapon to learn. As a sword and shield, it builds up energy that can be charged into different parts of the weapon to empower them, or they can be spent to unleash destructive attacks in Axe mode. Its playstyle is a selective build and spend, with the potential to be a block and counter weapon as well. If you're looking for a weapon that can offer more complex mechanics, maybe try the Charge Blade. Fast and mobile, the Insect Glaive has two parts, the glaive and the bug. The bug can extract power from the monster to increase your own abilities, among other things, while the glaive is used to attack and to vault into the air for some of the best mobility and repositioning in the game. Its playstyle is an onslaught ramp-up weapon. If you want to be incredibly mobile and are good at keeping up buffs, try the Insect Glaive. Fast and tactical, the light bowgun is a ranged weapon that takes advantage of its light weight to stay on the move while firing. Its special ammo types are explosive gas mines you can strategically place on the ground or on the monster. Some light bowguns even allow rapid-fire burst shots of certain ammunition types. If you like keeping your distance and staying mobile, and are good at ammo and item management, try the light bowgun. Slow and powerful, the heavy bowgun is a ranged weapon that is solely focused on pure firepower. Its special ammo types are the cathartic Wyvern Heart and the explosive Wyvern Snipe. The heavy bowgun can be equipped with a shield to make up for its lack of mobility, as well as charge its shots to make each one pack more of a punch. If you want to just wield a cannon and are good at ammo and item management, try the heavy bowgun. Technical and fluid, the bow is a unique ranged weapon that fires at mid-range. You can charge the arrows to increase their damage by using stamina to hold your draw or comboing your volleys. This damage can be increased further by adding coatings to your arrows for raw damage or for inflicting statuses on the monster. Its playstyle is a dodge and counter weapon that is an interesting mix of a melee and a ranged weapon feel. If you want a lot of range flexibility and you're good at weaving in and out of combat, try the bow. Alright, now it's time for you to take the weapons that seemed up your alley into your training area and narrow it down to one or maybe two you want to focus on learning as you get your hunting career off the ground. If you want to know more about your weapon of choice though, loads of channels are making detailed guides for each one, like Arekkz Gaming and Rurikhan. Keep in mind though that as you're watching these guides, you don't have to use or even know every aspect of the weapon to be a successful hunter, especially when you're just starting out. So take your time and slowly add new techniques to your gameplay as you go. But anyways, I think we've talked about these weapons long enough for today. But if you have any tips for learning or picking a weapon, or if you have any questions for us, the comment section is wide open. Also, if this guide helped you, liking the video will help more new hunters find this information. And lastly, if you want to know how to prepare for a hunt, subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so you'll know when we release our next guide on just that. So thank you all for watching, and good luck out there, hunters!